It's Arthouse Rocks The World!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Muda muda! Yeah.
We
Hold
rocking.
I'm your host, GumKid. Hi.
Woo.
And I'm here with Jet beats little boys at poker.
No, I don't
What?
do that.
And then
What?
it's-
I don't play poker.
And then here
It
we
was-
have Togo, who's the robot. If you guys didn't know that already. And then we have King Lee.
Woo,
One day
let's
I'll
go.
One day. Oh, she'll speak at the season finale. Yeah, and then we have King Lee,
Yeah.
Woo.
King of Ohio.
Yes. It is
Woo.
true.
If you're still listening to this and it's like the fourth week, you, my friend, have gained a pat on the back. You are
Woo.
a husbando material. You are waifu material.
Yeah, let's go.
You're binary material.
Yeah.
You're the best.
You loyal.
You're loyal.
You
You're a true
faithful.
party rocker.
Here's $2. Buy yourself a Happy Meal. Buy yourself a car. Buy yourself something nice.
Get us sponsors,
Yes.
and we'll give you a
Yeah.
hug. I like what
Yeah.
Togo said. You are a true party rocker.
True.
Party rockers.
Yeah.
Party
Party
rockets in the house tonight?
Party rockers in the house tonight.
Oh.
What was I gonna say? Fucking yeah, you guys are dope if you're listening. Fourth week,
Mm-hmm.
as we all know.
Real MVP.
As we all know, 4 is an unlucky number.
Oh, yes.
So,
So sad.
and it breaks my heart to say this, but I'm gonna tell you guys, Kingly and Jet, because I am the one, listening to the audio and putting it on the platforms and shit. Something happened last time.
Nani?
Last week
Oh.
when we were recording, the whole prick podcast, the prick interview.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
That whole episode, I guess I turned something off on my end.
Oh, no.
We didn't lose the whole audio. We didn't lose anything. But we did have a weird situation. So basically every time Jet talked, I was talking over her, and then every time Kingly talked, I was like talking over him too, or they were talking over me. What happened is on this recording, and the way I'm recording this, I guess I fucked up. And what happened is it was recording the output you guys were doing and not it was basically lagging. It was lagging the recording, and so I couldn't get you guys basically where I wanted you to. You all were just delayed. So when Jet's like wet crumbs, I'm like, no, not wet crumbs, and it's like weirdly accurate, like weirdly fast. I goofed up a bit. I contemplated asking Kingly for help because he is our tech guy. It was an OBS situation.
Tech wizard.
He is a tech wizard. Maybe I'm still goofing it up. I probably goofed it up a long time ago. Kingly, I'm recording desktop audio. That's basically all you guys.
Okay. Desktop audio.
Yeah. Last time it was off, and I only had audio output capture. I feel like that's what kind of delayed it. If it goofed up today, if it goofs up in this episode, then I'm kind of a fucking idiot.
It's
Right.
okay, man. We're all human.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, dude.
And you know
It's
what?
fine.
And you know what? We're artists too. All artists make mistakes.
Yes, that's why we
Yes.
have an eraser or the Control Z.
Or
Yeah.
That's how you grow.
or your mama's basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on.
No.
Come on. Picasso didn't make Picasso. You're telling me you like Picasso paintings? Get real.
Oh damn. Okay.
Well,
I don't know what
that's
you have
kinda funny
against them, but
'cause-
okay.
It's kind of funny because
Picasso
Picasso
was
got
a
a
douche
little less
anyway.
real.
Picasso was an asshole.
Oh
Was he?
yeah, that yeah.
Yeah, he
I
was.
think
He was.
he
He was
was.
an asshole to his wife and daughter. He was very sexist, very misogynist.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Although he did
wasn't
draw
aware.
a painting where he drew like I believe it was like 4 women and they were all prostitutes
Yes.
and one of them was on her monthly cycle. So yeah.
Interesting.
It sucked because I had to see that like about 5 times in my art history class when I was taking it in college. So yeah, that's kind of like
He
engraved
was
in my brain.
fascinated by women suffering or something.
You know,
Wow.
we could discuss how bad and good Picasso was.
So this podcast is for over 18. So any kids listening to this, it's past your curfew. Go to sleep.
Get the fuck out of here. It's for them. It's men and women only. There was this one guy I did like. His name was Salvador Dali.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
He's
of.
the weird ass one
That
I actually love.
Yeah.
I loved his interviews. He's like, "Are you an artist?" He's like, "No. To be an artist, you have to be stupid. I'm a little smart, KP. I'm not stupid. You gotta be a little stupid to be an artist." But like that guy,
Yeah.
that guy Diego, or
I
whatever,
got this then.
like this guy, he's pretty fucking. He's the only genius that's doing it. Me, no, I'm not that much of an idiot. I like that dude.
If I remember right, Salvador Dali had like a wife. He was like along with him in his travels and things.
The life of an artist is always complicated with romance.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jim
I
Henson.
think she was an artist as well.
Mhm.
I could be wrong.
Fellas, would you date an artist? I don't know, like
I have.
ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, Jet. Okay, Jet.
Calm down,
What was
Gum.
that?
I don't know. Gum was really excited.
I'm
Jet.
scared.
I don't know, Jet.
He's like,
I didn't-
hold up, girl talk.
Girl
Let
talk?
me go in.
Let's get in. Girl talk. Let's. Who's the artist? Was he better than you, or were you better than him?
No, he was better than me. He
shit.
was way better than me. Yeah. It was kind of weird because at the time I was my art was not that good. So I was like, what did you see in me? But yeah,
I
being
saw
as the
potential.
amazing person as I am, yeah, it was really fun actually. We would do flock mod together and we would just draw throughout the night while being on a Skype call.
How cute.
Man, those were the days.
How did it end? Why did it end?
It ended because well, we got pretty busy and we weren't really communicating like that as much and it was kind of like one-sided. Yeah, he kind of like stopped talking too much. Like he would send like emojis and stuff and I kind of got like annoyed by that because
Damn.
what am I supposed to reply to, like an emoji or an LOL?
Yeah, you're-
Like if you do that to me, I'm just gonna,
You're a grown-ass
that's
woman.
it. That's the end of the conversation. Yeah,
Right.
that's it. That's the end of the conversation. So yeah, and then I would kind of push it. So I would kind of try to keep the conversation going or bring up something else, but it would just stop there. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time. So,
It'd be like that.
but yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
You guys ever date an artist?
Actually, yeah.
Oh,
I
Oh,
never did it.
oh, it's Togo.
Togo still green.
Togo. Everybody,
Actually, fun.
everybody, don't fucking hit up Togo. I will hit you. I'm her like I'm her older brother, but not really.
Blah.
All right, what you were saying, Kingly?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if it was like my first girlfriend or not.
Oh damn, see, he had
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Kingly's a player.
Yeah. It was actually kind of interesting. This was like, I was in like grade school, so I don't really entirely count it.
Yeah,
But
I get that.
yeah, she was a hell of an artist though. That's kind of how I kind of got to know her. And then one night I went out to like the school dance, and then next thing I know, I was handed a note, and it was from her.
Oh, Kingly.
So
Ah,
you guys dated, hang out.
Yep.
Were you an artist at the time, or no?
I was, to be honest, for a very long time I wanted to do art, but I never considered myself an artist. So I just did art. I
I
just
see.
happened to like my classes, and
I'm gonna open a candy wrapper.
ASMR.
oh,
Alright, my bad.
ASMR.
So, how did it end? Did you guys just get
Okay,
over?
this is where the waters actually got muddy.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so before I explain this, like, try not to blame this girl. I was going through some weird shit myself. I was in grade school, and this was right about a time when my dad left my home.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and this was after we found out he had cancer.
Hmm.
So
Damn.
he got in an argument with my mom, and for the longest time I thought it was kind of like my fault, because the fight started because they went to one of my school meeting things and they fought from that. And it honestly kind of hurt me pretty bad. And I think because the way I was like that, I might have been kind of too clingy to my girlfriend at the time. Just because I was like hurt from all that and things like that, and obviously she lost interest.
Damn.
And we were dating. Then she kind of broke it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, she
Sorry
kind
to
of
hear that,
broke it
man.
off. But then a month later, we tried it out again. But I don't think I still got over everything, and I tried a little harder this time, but it still didn't really work out. And the next thing I know, we're all taking like a vacation. I was living with some friends at the time, and we all went to take
Yeah.
a vacation to like some amusement park out in like the middle of PA. It was actually out in Pittsburgh,
Oh, okay.
and the whole date slash vacation thing was kind of I could tell that she was trying to stay distant from me the whole time, and then I was actually getting on like this roller coaster thing, and just to let you know, I actually hate those things.
Roller coasters.
Yeah, and then that's when it struck me, because in the line there was like this little girl who was like crying her eyes out, and my girlfriend at the time and her friend were just like telling her, "Yeah, don't be a crybaby, get on there." And that girl looked like deadly terrified, and that's when I kind of knew, like, no, it's probably not gonna work out. And so we got up to the roller coaster. I just dipped the ride and let them go on their own.
Damn. What is this, an anime?
Yeah, and then later after we left, I was told by my friend, which was her friend as well, that she was breaking up with me. Left a sour taste in my mouth, but I got over it.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're not friends with her anymore, right?
No. Actually, if anything, like, the only reason we're not talking because she just gave up any conversation.
I see.
Well, you know what, King Lee?
Yeah.
You know what? She sounded like a bitch.
I mean, unofficially from other friends, they said the same thing.
Whoop, you guys hear that? I'm his other friend.
Well, there you go.
But damn.
There you
Strangely
go.
enough, I'm like that weird person who's friends with all their exes.
See, I try to do that,
Wow.
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I never hit conversation with them. I just say we can still chill, be buddies. But I
Right.
still never, go back and talk to them. Like my recent ex,
Mhm.
I think they were commenting on this person I had interest into, and I'm like, bruh, why the fuck do you care? Don't worry about it.
Right.
When they were giving me advice, I'm like, that's cringe. No thanks.
Right. Like
Like,
there was a time where like one of my exes did ask me for advice on their new relationships, and it was kind of weird because I actually knew like both parties in the relationship, so they would sometimes both go up to me and they would be like, "Oh, this and that," and I'll be like, "You know what, you guys, y'all gotta talk. Communication is key." But yeah, but like if I would ever hit
The
them up, nah,
concept
I
of
wouldn't.
exes is so weird to me.
Right.
the
But
concept
like
of
they sometimes hit me up to like play and stuff, and I'm always down to like chill and talk. I mean, I feel like now I'm at the point where like we're adults and we could openly discuss things,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
So without having any like, ill feelings towards each other. As weird it is to say, I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of people like, oh, I could never do that. I could never talk to my ex. And it's funny because like my last one, when we were in the relationship, you know, you have those conversations like, oh, what if we broke up or something. And we were talking about that, and they he replied with like, oh, I don't think I would want to be friends with you if we did break up. And I was like, oh, okay. So, time passed and whatever, and eventually it didn't work out. So we broke up, and yeah, and he really begged for me to stay as friends with him. And I was pissed at the time, but yeah, but I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, whatever. So yeah, we're still friends. It's weird it is, as weird it
If
is
you
to
can't talk
say,
to your
but
ex, maybe you're the one that did something wrong, hmm?
maybe.
nah, I wasn't. He did something wrong, but
Well,
whatever.
who openly
I forgive, but I don't forget.
who
So
openly goes out of their way to talk to their ex? Their ex, they
I
have
don't
an
know.
ex. They're an ex for a reason.
Right.
Mhm.
But I mean, I guess they miss company.
Okay, where it's we've all had experience in love. How about you guys? How about you, the listener? How do you feel?
So weird.
So weird.
I hey, the bot is kind of delayed on the responses. So if something feels out of place, it's because it's supposed to be like for a previous conversation. So just a fair warning.
Fair warning indeed.
So you're like
I'm
right now
sorry.
to they yeah.
Okay. So I like how we went from. See, I like our little routine. We started from art, and we came into love. It's we're doing a good job. Though
Yeah, to jump.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how good.
Love.
I wanted to talk about this topic. Oh god, this candy's so good. I wanted to talk about this topic last week, but
Mhm.
like I said, we were running out of time, and basically what I wanted to go over was overcoming Artblock. The
Yes.
greatest sin, the greatest monster of all time.
Mhm.
You ever heard of building blocks?
Indeed.
Well, this ain't no building block. This is like a road block.
Roblox?
Nice one.
Now, what is fucking Artblock? Let's be scientific. What is it? In your guys' words, what is it?
If you separate the word, you have art and block. It blocks you from doing art. As simple as it is for me. That's it.
Damn.
That's the definition for me.
I feel like it is a term to describe a lack of, motivation, and inspiration. Just like a straight up downer.
Yup.
Yep.
All right, we know what it is. Obviously,
Artist depression.
artist depression. We know what it is. Oh God, this candy's so good. We know what it is, but
What candy you eating, bro?
Cannibalism.
it's a mint.
Is it a Jolly Rancher?
No, it's a mint.
Oh, it's a mint.
Can't be eating other candies.
Hey,
Damn,
it's
I really thought it was a
mint.
Jolly Rancher. The blue raspberry is the best.
I'm drinking.
All right, let's continue with our block.
Yeah, I'm drinking it with water too. All right, we know what Artblock is, obviously. But what the? Here's the real question: what causes it? You guys see? You guys.
Lack of motivation, procrastination, running out of ideas.
Sometimes it's
Overexertion.
Sometimes it's actually
That one too.
It's
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
overworked, being discouraged,
Mm-hmm.
or even just the mere sense of having a lack of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
how it be. All right, we know what it is. We know
Amen.
what causes it. Excuse me. I had a lot of cookies this morning. Okay. We know what. Oh fuck! See, this candy is so fucking good, man. We know what causes it.
So good.
We know what it is.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the podcast. We review candy.
I review candy.
We should do that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
We get candies from. We make candy from anime, or manga, or we get shit from Japan. We all lay it out.
Okay.
We all say which is best. We can do that for Halloween.
Oh, yeah,
There you
we
go.
can.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Y'all can send me that since y'all know my address now.
But we're past that. We'll have to do it next year. Okay. One of the ways of overcoming art block. I mean, you guys probably have some tips too. I can only think of 5 on my head, but one of them is experimenting. Basically, get out of your comfort zone. Try a new style, new coloring. Just something different than the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was drawing Lear, my first comic. OGs remember it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Don't look into it, but I don't know. Afterwards, I kind of didn't like it, and I didn't know what to do anything after that. I got bored, and then I'm like, you know what? My next story, I want to do a different style, something more cartoony. And then I felt like, you know what? I think I like arting now. I like arting again.
Yeah.
And I found this little
Nice.
nifty coloring experiment, or this little nifty coloring style. I try to apply it, but I kind of forget about it. It's basically what this guy named Tato does. What he does is he picks out 3 colors, and they're never equal. One's always stronger than the other, and the others are just there, like. And he did this amazingly with Overwatch characters. He like, let's say it's 70% pink, it's 5% black, and Jet, you're the mathematician. How much percent do I have left?
What'd you say? What was the percentage? You said 5 black.
75.
And then 70, so 75. So you got 25 left.
And it's like 25 white. So basically, he would use more colors than the others. I kind of like the way he did it. It was more impactful.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I wish I could show it to you guys, but unfortunately, my hands are tied with this candy in my mouth. And then second tip, which is kind of fun.
Kinky.
Kinky. No, get out of my face. Not kinky. Second tip is probably redrawing old artwork. Like you don't know what to draw. Draw something you already drew.
Agreed. I did that constantly. Especially, I mean, up to the point that I started redrawing my comic. And I was like, man, you could really see that improvement compared to like how you used to draw
You feel stronger.
to what you draw today. Yes.
It's empowering. It
really is.
I try to keep my old shit, but something about it just gets you cringy, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what makes it beautiful, you know? Being able to compare and being able to see how you grew from like how you used to draw to like now. That's why I usually don't throw out any artwork that I do because I always want to look back at it.
Yeah, that's how.
Same.
Just remember, like, at least you're not starting from scratch anymore.
Right.
You remember how intense that is.
Right.
Now, here comes the real kicker. The real deal.
It's real.
Oh?
Practice.
Mm-hmm. Big one.
Try to challenge yourself.
Big one.
Togo left the chat.
No, Togo, come back.
I'm not like practice just randomly drawing shit. I'm saying like more study anatomy, facial structures, backgrounds, poses, color theory, all that shit.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Also,
completely agree.
Also, to all the listeners who like to DM really famous artists for tips for practicing art, all the fucking information you need is on YouTube, Google, or anything on the internet. Maybe even your library. Like, you do not need to... Please do not comment. I've met like 5 people who actually told me this that are way up there, have been told like by small people. I know I sound rude for that, but like these little kid artists, they come up, they DM people, they DM these famous dudes. They're like, hey, any tips for practice? And it's like, dude, just Google it.
Right.
Get out of here. They probably have a tutorial on it anyways. But
yeah, quite honestly, if you're starting out in art, literally doing anything will improve you in some way.
Yeah.
Like anything will, because you're starting out from scratch.
I know anatomy's pretty neat because for a long while I actually didn't know this, but ears they pretty much the top ear, I don't know, it matches with the eyes, and then like the bottom lobe ends at like the nose.
Yep.
It's never and sometimes I see people just do the Crocker thing, you know, ear on the neck. It's whack.
Furries.
I should practice more on my poses though, more dynamic scenes, especially if you want to be a comic artist. All right.
I mean, perspective. Hot damn. That for sure needs a lot of refs and a lot of practice.
Next, you're probably gonna cringe. It's exploring new hobbies. Shit that interests you. Basically draw.
Our hobby is art, Gum.
No.
That's why we're artists.
No, you have a favorite YouTuber?
Yeah.
Draw him. You have a game you love? Draw it. It's basically fan art. Make fucking fan art.
Yep. That's actually kind of a bit of a marketing secret too. If you make a fan art that people actually like,
fan art,
it actually might get seen, and then you can lead them to your thing.
And
Mm-hmm.
fan art is all it takes to get famous. I should start doing it, but I like working on my own shit, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yep. See, they're doing it out of principle.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're doing it. Maybe they're stronger than us, fan art artists.
Maybe.
I'll never understand. I have a couple more, but do you guys want to pitch in some ideas that you have?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is for the art block, correct, right?
Art block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step away from your drawing chair and literally look in your room and see if your life is okay first. That was a big one for me.
I see.
That's
Mhm.
actually one of the tips here, Kingsley. Good job.
Mhm.
Return to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Yeah.
There we go.
but legitimate though, like if you're arting, art should be like something you want to do, not something that will help you ignore the things that could make things worse for you.
I can see that.
Hmm.
Kingsley.
Agree.
Yeah.
What if I told you one of the tips that I have is draw at least something every day?
Mhm.
Would we debate?
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, that something like that is a little different. Like you could have a little journal with you and sketch something in it daily. But
You don't
like,
have to
if you're
force
committing
yourself to draw
hours
something
on
every day.
hours, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Sometimes you can be busy, but I'm saying like at least you could do something that's a few minutes rather than something that's a few hours if you realize you have to do something that's important to make your life manageable.
Don't
more
beat
better.
yourself over missing a couple days if you needed to.
Beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah. The reason why I bring this
Go.
up because if you don't manage like the important things around you, it actually will take away from your art, like in very deep ways.
Deep ways?
Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to be inspired if you're worried about, say, like your roof's collapsing in on you, or your rent's due, or
Oh no, yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. I could totally see that.
it's a lot of stress, and it's better to just face it and then come back to art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the tips that's actually listed says gender bending your OCs is probably another fun thing you can do.
Oh no, if we're
Yeah.
going like that,
For real.
then I could do a whole bunch of lists. I mean,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I do
that
that all the
monthly
time.
challenge,
And
bi-monthly
Yeah.
challenge that I got going on.
then
I
you're
mean,
kind of
y'all need ideas.
then you're
then.
kind of Oh yeah, Jet does these little art challenges on our server, but you have to be pretty cool to join the
yeah.
server. If you ever want to see them.
Yeah, making a whole bunch of them.
But yeah,
I mean, if they're in the fourth episode,
I mean, they're in the fourth right. This is why, like, if you're in this fourth episode, that's why you're the cool kid, you know?
you're right.
We're
Yeah.
revealing more stuff to you guys.
Okay, well, what if it's cooler? It's cool. It's for cooler cool kids. So you have to wait until the season finale or some shit. Damn.
Oh, damn.
And then
Oh.
We're just teasing it right now.
we're like your we're your art girlfriend. We're just teasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, gender bending.
And you better not send me any unsolicited pics, okay?
Oh
Kingly-
my.
Kingsley, you're going to jail. But yeah, like I said,
Oh damn.
gender bending can even help, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
because at least you'll have something to do. Another thing is draw this in your styles,
Yes.
because at least you'll have something to draw, and you'll probably gain some clout from it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Oh, and you could also improve your skills that way too.
Yeah.
By like mimicking other people's art styles, you could actually start forming your own and solidify what you like and what you don't like.
Like a takeaway
I
process.
know I had to do that. Yeah. I know I had to do that. I'm still kind of doing that. I did that with like how I drew noses. I changed how I drew noses about like 4 or 5 times now. So, the one that I have at the moment I really like. So, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna change it for a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a trial and error type thing. So, you know, look around, see what you like, and
Yeah, and be a little
improve that
nosy.
way. Ha ha ha! Nice.
You're so fucking hilarious, Kingly. You wanna raise?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Oh.
Oh damn. No mint for you.
Togo,
Rip.
do you have any art tips or for Artblock? Artblock?
They know.
I'm so.
Internet?
I like looking at my old art too.
They're old art as well.
Just looking at your old art can help.
One thing I do want to say is doing vent art. If you're like really, really stressed out and you just want to let it all out, just do vent art. I know I had to do that for a good while, and it actually helped a lot. I felt refreshed after that, and then I would want to like work on something else, draw more and things like that. So if you're having a rough time, hey, vent art, you could go ahead and do some vent art, and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
That happens to me. I feel like punching someone.
That's not helping.
Maybe. I
Well,
should.
well, then put your fist.
Switching to writing instead of drawing also helps kinda.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another
yeah.
one.
Writing instead, yeah.
Writing.
Make cool stories that way.
Chapter 1.
Yeah.
How I Met My Mom's Sister.
Huh?
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. My head's still thinking.
Wait, that's your aunt, isn't
Your
it?
aunt?
Yeah.
No, it's
Like,
a random manga idea.
sounds kind of
Like
sus.
I'm best friends with my sister.
Okay. Like, oh, no?
I don't know. I'm thinking about the writing thing now. Like you can literally make a story about anything.
Yeah, basically.
I'm still flexing that. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's
That
about.
reminds me of Family Guy, where they had poopy face tomato nose.
I know what you're talking about. Dude, I'm actually reminded. Fuck. That actually reminds me about writers too. We actually had a situation about this happen a while back. This is for all the writers that want an artist to draw their comic. Oh man, yeah, Togo had to deal with this. I felt bad for her, but it is what it is. For writers listening to this, there's probably not many because maybe there are. I'm not gonna call. If you're a writer more than an artist and you want an artist to draw for you, you need about like 3 things if you ever want to get that. And we tried telling this person this, but apparently they didn't want the 4th option. It's like a bonus option, but anyways, I made a video about this on my channel, but obviously I'm stupid because I don't know how to make a YouTube video, but the 4 ways of getting an artist to draw for you are obviously money. That's number 1.
Biggest one.
Biggest one.
Yep.
We why would we work on something for free?
Right.
We can make our stuff for free in general.
Yeah.
What's that? You want me to make your comic? Sorry, buddy, I already got one. and I don't gotta pay nobody. But uno y mano.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's it. It's just money.
Yeah. Got bills to pay.
Yeah, we got bills to pay.
You said there was about four
Oh, yeah,
things.
yeah. But money is like the biggest, obviously the best option ever. Like 100%
Yes,
no fail.
for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a motivator also.
Second way.
Oh yeah. Here's another thing before we go to the second one. People who pay an exposure need not to apply.
No.
Mm.
Actually, I'm about to get into that.
Okay.
Exposure can work, but one thing you need is clout.
Yeah.
Because if you're, let's say, 20K on Insta or Twitter, and you hire an artist, you'll be like, oh, I'll give you shout outs. I'll put you on blast. Everybody will know you. That's another way of getting fans. And if you get fans who are fans of your art, you get commissions, which can lead you to money. But I mean, if they're 20K, they should still be paying you because they're fucking famous.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
And not many people have that luxury, so that's why it's. And if you're like 600 and the artist you have is like, I don't know, you could get better. I don't know, the clout is a tricky thing to get, especially if you're some whack job. But here is the third option, which sometimes works. It actually worked like 5 times for me.
Okay.
It's to be lucky. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
I
no.
agree with that.
There are so many artists out there that will actually work for free. They'll say, hey, got an idea? Let's make a comic. You just have to look at the right place.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even your friend.
Yeah. That would be kind of like a collaboration, right?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
And
in that case, if you're a writer, here's one thing about writers, though. Like, as a writer, make sure that you did put up some work up front already as well. I got in a collaboration once where I was pretty much made to make the story, and I was not that fun. Like
was it fun?
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It's kind of like dumping everything on on the artist. It's like it's got to be 50-50, you know?
Yeah. It's like I was asked a bunch of questions, but asked constantly, to the point where I was the one making the story. And I'm like, get out of here, Stan Lee. I'm like, I know that's controversial, but he did do that.
Come on.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Stan Lee. What did Stan Lee do?
They kept asking like question after question, like to the point where I'm the one who was writing the story for them, and I would say just get out of here, Stanley, because there was like that was one of those things he'll say he'll ask the artist for the story.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't what's it called, get into a collaboration with someone like that. Like, I currently am in one. And I always ask like a lot of questions, and then they always say like, "Oh, if you want to input your things, you can." I'm just like, no. I'm here to just draw. You're the one with the story. I'm here with the, with the pencil and the paper ready.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Another thing I would like to do if I ever collabed with anyone in this way, I would not try to have as much creative control art-wise. Writing-wise, it's all up to me. But But if they have any suggestions or critiques, I'm all open for it, because in reality, this is true for people in the comic industry or wherever. It's not, and people are probably inspired by Bakuman. They want to be like Bakuman, the artist and writing duo. But the thing about that is, it's not that simple, especially for webcomics.
And even
because,
in that,
because in real life, they had editors, and people that work like that, they have editors too, because writers and artists usually have conflicting ideas. Like the artist will probably say some shit like, why is this happening? It's kind of stupid. Or the writer's like, no, draw the character like this. They look ugly. And it's like, it's like a weird fucking yin-yang fight. And the editor's sort of like the middleman who's like, no, this sucks and this sucks. Get it right this time.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, Lee? I abruptly cut you off.
Well, I was just saying, like, even in like Bakuman, that writer was busting his ass off too,
Oh shit!
just as much as the artist was.
It's got to be equal job, balanced.
But
that's why I said it's got to be a 50-50. You can't leave it all for the artist, and you can't leave it all for the writer.
I've seen many young artists.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen many young writers, including me. I was a victim. Well, I did this too. I don't know. I daydreamed. We writers usually daydream a lot. Like, shit we love, shit we want to see, shit that we probably saw in One Piece that we want to implement into our shit. But that's all it is. It's a daydream. It's a fantasy we admire, but you got to think about the audience too. And a critique you'll often get from an outside artist is, dude, what the fuck is this? This is just One Piece. And you'll be like, no, it's mine. It's my work. I don't know. I did collab with...
Right, so Oh, go ahead.
I collabed with an artist, actually, the second person that wanted to work with me. They were very controlling of my story. Like, I had an idea, and I'll admit, I was a little young. I had a stupid idea, but I kind of liked it. He had some good ideas, some good critiques. But at the same time, as I was writing the story, his ideas were a bit dumb as well. The story was about, supernatural creatures living with us in our modern day life and coping with that. And then there's these men in black that just try to keep shit civil and whatever. And I wanted to make it like Gintama. But this guy, I don't know what the fuck he was on. He had, I'm like, alright, this is what's going to happen. This guy is going to see this person getting BSMD'd or whatever, submissive, whatever. And then the guy's like, okay, but can we call the story Peacekeepers? What?
Wow.
Even though we agreed on calling it like Unnormal or Super Normal or something like that, he's like, you agreed to calling it that. I thought we were going to call it Peacekeepers. I'm like, what the fuck? He wanted to give the main character a frisbee as his main weapon. I said, yeah, I don't think we're gonna work out well. I don't talk to him a lot though, sadly. But that's how it be.
Damn. Yeah, it'd be like that though.
But what were you saying, Jet? I abruptly cut you off too.
Nah, you good. Yeah, it was basically that I was gonna say, like, if people want help, you can't be like too demanding or too controlling. Like, as the artist, I'm very like paranoid about people's ideas. Like, I don't want to mess with their ideas or anything. So I would do like, I would rather do like a storyboard and show the writer and be like, oh, hey, do you like this? Are you okay with this? And then maybe suggest something to them. If they don't like it, then just leave it and move on. But
Yeah.
and then yeah, so if you have like you know, if you're not sure about something like that, then you could always do like another step, an extra step, so you guys could be like all on the same page. And if you're the writer, then you know you can't really ask too much about the artist. You can say, if you point out a few things like, oh, I think this I don't really like how this character is right here. Can you maybe move it this way? But don't go crazy and be like, oh yeah, no, these panels are whack. I don't like how you did the shirt, you know, because the artists have their creativity too. So
And
Mm-hmm.
it's all about respect and
and I mean,
balance.
who really needs who, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say that
Right.
too. Storyboarding. Always fucking writers. They don't storyboard, and I know you guys are like, I don't know. You guys say we suck at drawing. We can't draw a stick figure. Bitch, draw a stick figure. At least give us a sense of what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that helps out so much. Like, even if it's stick figures, even if it's just a circle, like if you say, oh, I want this character here looking this way, and I want this character, even if it's just like two blobs, that helps a lot more. Um, so we could imagine like what you want on that page.
Yeah, I would say for writers, the term would be like kind of a screenwriter approach.
Write that down.
Write that down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'd be like a screenwriter's approach, but you have a scene, like kind of helps.
hmm It does. It really does.
Um,
Or if you really don't want to storyboard or draw, like be as detailed as you can. Like the more detail we have to
the
work with,
better.
the better it is for us.
It'd be
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you may think that you're not good at art or anything, but your words is your medium for painting a picture.
Right.
I. Speaking of painting pictures, the fourth option, which is by far the magnum opus option, if you cannot get a writer, or if you cannot get an artist, because you lack funds, uh, what is it? Funds, clout, or have or you're just SOL. Even if you're broke, I think we on the last episode we said, a couple options. There are a lot of cheap options. Krita's free on the computer. A lot of free tablets, or a lot of cheap tablets that are only like as low as 100. But one of the fourth option you can do is become the artist. Become what you can't be.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Right.
that. Like fucking 4 years ago. I was like, I wanted to write. I was a writer. I'm like, all right, let me find an artist. Oh, I can't find an artist. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do my shit. And I don't regret it. Cause look, here we are. A wacky.
Yep, I agree. I mean, and it kind of goes back to the first point, the
Yeah.
practice. There's yeah, as long as you practice, you'll see the improvement. It might seem like a
Mhm.
long way, it might take a few years, but you'll get there and you'll be proud of
It's
yourself.
it's kind of like that quote from Ratatouille.
Yep.
Except we change it to make it art related. It's anyone can draw, but only the fearless can be great. Fearless as in you're not
Mhm.
afraid of getting critiqued. You freaking wacko.
Right. That's another thing too. If you get critiqued by something, take it and apply it. Don't be offended. Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're rude, then yeah, you call
Like-
them out. But like, if they're actually telling you actual feedback, like, oh, hey, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should work on contrasting colors. Maybe you should work on shading. Take that advice and actually like work
Yeah.
through it. Apply it. And you'll
Mhm.
see the improvement. There's a reason why they say it, you
A
know?
little be that asshole and say, okay, I'll think about it. Like, fuck you.
Right, like don't do
At
that.
least say, okay.
Even people, yeah, even people who don't necessarily art. all
I'd
the
really
time,
be humbling
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even people who are not that great at art, like they still kind of got an eye, and being an artist, part of it is the eye. Just noticing things.
Yes.
Because maybe they may not be up to par to your standard, but they might be really good at something you're not, and they could really
Right.
help you out.
I totally agree with that.
I agree too. What was I gonna say? Fuck. But yeah, I think Prick actually called out a artist. I think it was a well-known artist. I think he called them out because, their anatomy was a little whack. Their shoulder was like bashed,
Yup.
just bashed into their, their I don't know, their shoulder was really inside the socket. And Prick was like, "Hey, yo, socket's a little fucked up." And I don't know if I think he deleted that comment or not. I don't know. I think he commented, and he like had this barrage of excuses, like, "Well, it's too late now. Oh well," and it's like, well, you don't have to do it now. You could just remember for later.
Right.
But yeah, I know, no one
Yeah.
likes. I know no one likes being critiqued in life, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have a friend
Is it?
tell me what the fuck's going on rather than, "Hey, you look pretty cute."
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
First off, money. That's how you get an artist. Clout. If you have a lot of it, you got an artist. Luck. If you're a very lucky man and you see a hot art girl saying, "I'll draw whatever you want for food," you got it. Fourth option, obviously, become the artist, become the man, and you'll see a never-ending journey that you will enjoy. It was a crazy ride for me. I should write a biography.
Autobiography.
Artists, if you want money, look no further than furries.
Honestly,
Oh,
as sad it is to say, it makes a big buck.
A big buck.
Yeah, there's a suspicious amount of rich furries.
I think.
Yeah.
As the meme
That's-
goes.
I think.
Yeah,
I believe
that's
that's both.
completely
I believe
true.
it's rich parents. Rich parents have a lot of furry kids.
Probably.
And I mean, if they can afford
Size.
to make a costume, I'm pretty sure they can afford to do whatever they want.
Is it because their parents weren't warm and cuddly, so they think of things that are warm and cuddly?
That's a good theory.
That sounds like something we should put in a psychology class or something. It's like a
There we go.
psychology question.
Dude, they will
Damn.
pay any amount worthy. I don't know where it was. Someone paid like $2,000 for a commission of their furry OC.
Oh,
Damn.
But I
Nice.
can't. I'm trying to find the post, but I can't. But it was insane to me. Like, you know what? Something like that is ridiculous, but it is true. They all pay a lot of money. The community's huge. Even though I don't know anything about it, I
Yep.
never saw the furry show. Ooh, okay. As I was looking for news on that commission, I found something. I found a nice title headline. Psychological professor explains why furries are so unhappy. Damn.
Damn.
I
Oh,
didn't expect that.
Oh.
wow. Was I dead on with
I
that?
don't know.
Oh shoot. Listen well, kids. Money is not everything.
Owen.
Ooh, I think I did find it.
Yeah, have enough to not make your life miserable, but focus on other aspects after that.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, I found something like this. Lindsay Lohan, the actress, she tweeted that she was teaming up with a company called Canine Cartel. I don't know what cartel. I don't know. basically they drew 10,000 drawings of anthropomorphic dogs. I'm pretty sure it was of Lindsay Lohan, but anyways, they drew 10,000 of those drawings of furries, and they sold them on a NFT marketplace. And
Damn.
And it's basically just Lohan as a dog, and it sold for, 4,700K. No, just 4,000K. $4,700.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck, they're rich.
Right? You know what's 4K out of a drawing? Like, that's crazy.
I think that's more than this guy on Instagram who draws like god tier shit. I think that's more than he does for commissions. Way more.
Yeah.
I should be more specific. This is like quadruple the amount he charges.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
As a legal disclaimer, since we're talking about NFTs, this is not financial advice.
Damn it! What's an NFT?
Right.
It's related to crypto. That's why I had to say it.
I don't know what an NFT is. Oh yeah, we're nuts. We don't do NFTs. I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah. It's, apparently a lot of artists are jumping onto that.
Me neither.
But there's like a lot of critique behind it too. So do your research, kids. Don't just jump in because it's big. Do your research.
That's what happened to this one crypto that will remain nameless. My people at work were saying, "Wow, this shit's gonna go up. This shit's gonna make me millions." But guess what happened the next day?
Crash.
Everyone said, "What the fuck is this coin?" And they just dumped it because it was cringe.
Damn.
I don't know. Yeah, NFTs are whack. I don't follow that. I think it's I shouldn't put in my input or else I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah. The way it's set up, it's different from crypto, but it's related on the technology. So definitely do your research. Anybody out there?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
just do commissions.
Yeah. Of furries.
And if you do commissions, don't forget to put your signature on your artwork.
Yes. People.
Oh yeah. Speaking of like commissions and stuff, maybe we should talk about a little bit of payment safety, so you don't get.
Maybe we should talk about that in the next episode.
Right.
I think we're hitting almost break, but I did want to mention furries at least once before the break, because our next artist of the week is kind of a furry. Oh shit, yeah. Ooh. Everyone's like, what the fuck, a furry on the podcast?
A very cool one,
very
though.
Cool one.
Amazing segue.
I don't.
But they're a really cool person,
Very-
so don't judge
They're very
furries.
nice. They give me Ketsu vibes.
Yeah.
But he's actually English. No offense, Ketsu, if you're listening to this. We loved you, but you are so.
Freaking
You're such a cute boy. I can't understand you.
Yeah. The next artist of the week is kind of like American
Am
Ketsu.
I making a worse chat?
Oh my goodness, you guys.
We're such bad people. Ketsu, I'm not trying to be mean.
Jesus.
Gun was 2 days old.
No, Ketsu's probably not even listening to this. I'm such a ridiculous man.
You
Oh,
terrible.
should I mention that he's still in the guest house?
But he's not he's not listening in.
Okay.
But fuck. Okay, yeah, furries. They're crazy. They're rich. We're gonna get to the bottom of this in our next break, or no, in this break. Fuck, I'm so lost now.
See, this is why we need the break.
Okay. Okay. Wait.
Broke is broke,
One thing we
though.
forgot to do is stand up. Everyone listening to this too. Stand up.
Yeah. Yep.
Get up.
Yep,
Yeah, we didn't stand up.
You gotta.
We gotta stand up.
Standing
Don't
up
sit
time.
down for too long, or you'll get type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
We're fighting back obesity.
Our bodies were never made to sit down.
That's what my mom has.
Don't, dude. I'm trying to be funny, and you just like
Standing up
Yo, that
noises.
reminds me. Yo, that reminds me of the Vine where it's like two little girls and they're like eating something, and then one girl says, my dad has a gold tooth, and then the other girl says, my dad has diabetes.
All right.
It just reminded me of
All right,
that.
everybody listening, this is not a request. This is a demand. You have to stand up until the break is over. All right,
Oh, damn.
everybody,
X
Oh.
Games
us
mode.
boys, us podcast crew.
Stand.
Let's go to the bathroom.
Let's
Okay.
I
go.
actually do have to pee.
Bathroom time.
Once in a while, we'll encounter an artist. But there's more to the artist that meets the eye because this artist is a little different. They're a little quirky. They're a little furry.
I hate you so much.
No,
Okay. Welcome to the show
that was terrible.
Broke Capital, aka
Reshoot.
welcome, welcome to the show Broke's Gone, Broke Capital, what do you prefer?
It's just broke.
Yeah, Broke the artist.
Broke down wide.
Woo! Yay, bros
Broke,
on here.
broke.
Woo!
Yeah.
The bot.
Lovely.
Very lovely.
I would scream into excitement, but my mic will spike the hell out.
Oh,
I like those
Terrible.
odds. Hi, Broke. How does it feel being on here?
Oh no.
It's been great. I haven't had too much conversation
Yeah.
online, honestly. So it's been pretty nice getting back to it,
So,
especially out of studio.
before the break, we were actually talking about furries a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yes, we were, and how they're the money makers nowadays.
Ooh.
How
Let's...
do you get a lot of commissions for furry artists?
Okay. So surprisingly, I do.
Yeah.
I thought that it was just one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, it's
Cues
just
are
something that
awesome.
happens. But no, actually, it's legitimately something that happens. I will say, half the stuff is like NSFW, so
Of
that's
course.
definitely
Ooh.
off the table for me. But like when it isn't, it's pretty nice to get people interested, you know?
Sweet.
Yeah.
What are your commissions like? How much do
Yeah.
you charge for furries?
Well, the same thing I would charge for just regular human art, since it's about the same stuff, about the same work anyway.
Really?
I charge. I mean, it depends, honestly. For the most part, it's hourly. Like I'm trying to get at least 15 hours or more, because you know how
Oh,
it's
wow.
like 15 hour. It's like $15 per hour. Sorry, I said that wrong. And so whatever math comes out to it, it's just always going to be at least $15 an hour.
Oh, so you pretty much have it figured out, huh?
Somewhat. I can't say I do for realsies though, because I am still trying to get a little bit more than that. Because inflation is always a concept.
Right.
Like it, but yeah, I mean, I got it for now. But yeah.
Nice. When you first said 15 hours, I was like, damn, you
Oh
must put a
no.
lot of detail into it. Jesus.
Honestly, not painterly. There's some really good stuff that's just painterly stuff, and yeah, those people take hours just to get that
Mhm.
stuff out. And honestly, it's pretty fun doing painterly work. I stopped because it was just not exactly my vibes. Trying to go from more cartoony stuff, just painterly stuff just kind of seems as like a the 3D movie version of like art sometimes, where it's just like treated as bigger or more important or whatever. I mean, it's very much a medium in itself that's quite powerful, but it just kind of becomes elitism, which kind of sucks sometimes.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very spicy.
Quite.
I changed my volume on my computer. I'm sorry, listeners. These guys won't hear it, but you will.
Oh damn, ear rape.
Ear rape.
Oof.
I'm so sorry.
So,
Rip.
what's the money all for, though? Like, actually, how much was your highest? How much was like your highest number? Like, how was your most expensive piece?
So let's see. I one time had a com sheet that somebody wanted me to make. I mean, not a com sheet. My bad. So if y'all know the concept of a ref sheet, they wanted me to do a ref sheet for them, and they also wanted some like extra like poses and stuff, and that one came down to around like 200, 220, somewhere in that. I forgot. That was a while ago. But that was one of the few ones that happened because just the ref sheet ones are always quite expensive. But yeah, that's the most priciest.
How
Most priciest.
how much we talking?
Nice.
How much we talking?
Oh, I just said
200.
Yeah, they just said.
Yeah, I said 200.
Sorry, it was just unbelievable. I had to hear it again.
Some of these places, they get too pricey, honestly. But yeah,
Makes me want to do furry art.
hey, I mean, if you're interested, feel free.
Oh my.
I'm about to go back to my Sonic days. Oh.
Yeah.
That's great. I love this.
Yeah, I used to draw them all the time, and then I kind of
Really?
grew out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any NSFW that isn't furry?
Actually,
Oh.
no, I don't touch NSFW at all.
Damn it.
I like my vibes to be a little bit more chill for the most part. That is
I respect you for that. I really do.
Wholesome.
actually it's just wonky because like I do try to keep it like that. But like I have a few friends that are like, you know what, I'm gonna try NSFW, and then they got like commissions, like right there. It's just getting commissions of it, and it's just like, wow, that's hard. It's a hard bargain they're driving, huh?
Where do you market for your commissions?
Okay, for that it depends. There's a few sites. I mean, there's for once, Twitter, obviously. The Twitter thing for me has just been audience building currently, since I only started in July, of this year, of course, and so I haven't done too much there. But for the most part, when I used to get the big commissions or just commissions in general, that was all in like Discord and some Instagram stuff when Instagram was actually usable. Not anymore though. It's pretty hard to do stuff there.
Where'd you mainly get them from, though? If you don't mind.
Oh, Discord.
Just Discord?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Basically.
Dang.
Just a lot of conversation and networking.
I imagine.
Any tips for that?
Well, for one thing, you always want to have very clean presentation of things. So you want to have some sort of graphic design knowledge. And all that comes in is with practice and learning, taking inspiration. Not my bad. There's a better word for this. There's actually this word I learned in architecture school, that is precedent. It's a version of inspiration that is more of taking elements of, less of this idea of taking aesthetic. Because style in itself is something that has been created as one of those buzzwords. And although it is a nice descriptor, it doesn't really have the whole essence of what you're trying to do as a designer, artist, etc. So presentation is one. You want to have a good portfolio of work. And by good, it doesn't have to be like the creme de la creme, but it has to be the stuff that you're marketing. You can't just be making something like, for example, I once had like mecha Um, I don't do mecha often, and like I'd have rarely anyone go for mecha because it's just not work that people are looking for me.
Mhm.
Um, there's, for example, the sort of content you create. Uh, I actually got a decent amount of people following me from just like personal content and just like character art and such from like OCs. But whenever I did like fan art, it didn't get as much attention. So it's just kind of interesting. And for some people, it's actually the opposite. So
That's whack.
it
Yeah,
depends on
I was gonna say that's very interesting because like most of the people that I know actually gain traction from like doing a lot of fan art and stuff, and then
Mhm.
once they do their OCs and stuff, then they're already there, so they're like, oh, I like this. But it's very interesting that you're the other way around.
Yeah.
That's wacky.
It definitely depends. You kind of have to market yourself because everybody likes the idea of, if your art's good enough, people will catch on, and that'd be nice, but it doesn't happen, honestly. There's like really good artists out there, and they just never get seen because they're not
Mhm.
marketing themselves in some way. Like,
Very.
for example, in Twitter, oh, you're saying?
No, I thought. Continue.
Okay. So like for example, in Twitter, I joined one of those like art shares things for a specific niche, like for example, the furry art, furry
Mhm.
art, and then for like marginalized groups, if you're in one of those, if you are a part of one of those marginalized groups, they normally have something for that. Um, and so the more niche or more specific you are, the more likely you are to gain a following based on that niche. Um, so my suggestion is always looking for those things and being very specific to what you're marketing. Because again, you're selling yourself, not yourself, my bad. You're selling your skills,
Mhm.
um, and your art and your content, and the stuff that you want to be making is stuff that you'll end up using as examples, and also as the work itself for your portfolio. And so your social media obviously has to be representative of that. And something I learned from the first try because I had another Twitter back then, but then I would just like do a lot of mistakes. That was kind of the learning phase. And one of the
Mhm.
big things was just like not having any sort of like niche that you're just like in, and that just takes time, which is one thing. It's just it takes a long time to actually get any sort of movement going along. But the sooner you start, the sooner you get a following, and that's just kind of how it is.
Take notes, kids.
Write this down.
Exactly. You do not want to wait for tomorrow.
So what you're saying is I gotta get into a gang.
A gang.
A gang
A
on
Little
Twitter.
Yeah.
creep.
Uh, it it sounds pretty competitive.
We're joining a gang.
Competitive. I mean, there's a conversation to be had in that. I personally don't take it as something competitive since a lot of people
Well,
obviously are not. Or what are you specifying is competitive?
I was. Oh look, he's interviewing me. I was more referring to the commissions in general.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You ever?
I mean,
Here's
yeah.
one thing I like to think about. I see this a lot, and I use amino occasionally, and I pop in, and there's this amino called
How the in.
I I go into
Boss extra late.
okay, yeah. Togo. Togo.
Sorry, bot delayed.
And there's
I
a delay on the
tried.
next one.
So like I was saying, I go to commission community, and it baffles me because I'm like thinking all these people are artists trying to sell. I don't honestly think they're people trying to buy though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like how commission discords work too. Like you go there, you see people selling like, hey, buy, sell, buy this, but it's only people that buy.
That's true.
I've never. I mean, I'm kind of like those people, but when there's like a family member that wants me to draw for them, I'll say, fuck that. I'll just commission someone.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually what I do. Broke, I think I'm gonna have to commission you in the future if something like that happens.
That'd be quite interesting.
That'd be very interesting.
I feel you. Well, actually, that's another thing that's been talked about a lot. I was talking with a few artists about things like if you've ever heard of this place called Artful.
Artful?
Yeah, Artful. It's this like pink app that is like, it's like Instagram in the sense that it has like basically a portfolio sort of showing your work, but it's also like Twitter in the sense of like art is being shown. A little bit with an algorithm, but it's very not that, if you get what I mean. And that's very not specific, but it's a new app that's been coming out, and artists have been going there as well. And there was a conversation I was having, like the conversation I was having with the artists. I was talking about how they were saying they wanted to move, like all the artists should have a moving from Twitter, since obviously Twitter is not made for artists and it keeps doing really bad stuff to them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And how they should be moving to sites like Artful that are literally made for artists. And the counter argument, for example, is that people there are just artists showing their art, not actual people looking, like you're saying. But their argument was that people would come if the artist is there, they'd follow. Also, if they're exclusively there, the same way like Tapas or Webtoon has their own specific comics, people would come as well. And then like the final retort would be, it's just kind of hard because the stranglehold that Twitter holds on artists just kind of stops any movement from happening, no matter how many people are moving, unless it's like humongous, the size of like what happened to Tumblr, in which case that would be a complete downfall. But I definitely agree in the sense that there isn't enough of a, I guess there's an oversaturation. Competitiveness, I definitely feel there's a sense of urgency from a lot of people to be like, oh, commissions, I have to have them. But the thing is, you're not really going to get commissions if there isn't some sort of demand for it, if you know what I mean. Like if people don't know your art, for example, they're less likely to commission you than, you know, the opposite. One suggestion is like for those art discords, for example, is to post art, you know, like when they normally do, and just not think about commissions themselves, but just kind of think of the art itself. It's just kind of growing as a person there, because that's what the art community is. It's a place of growing and learning and sharing, because to be fair, it's not really a competition in the sense of everybody just is able to have an audience online, and that's just made easier by things like social media, which of course the negative is everybody has eyes on them at all times. Yeah, it does become a microcosm of like parasocial relationships. But yeah, no, I definitely understand that it can be quite rough out there.
It ain't easy.
Definitely not.
This is why I've always been kind of like preaching that marketing is different than your art. And a lot of people try to tie them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a different skill. I mean, some artists even suggest instead of going to art school, you might as well just go to marketing or something related.
Yeah.
Business majors are evil, though. It doesn't even matter. Business majors are evil. I've met too many evil business majors.
Ouch.
So,
that hurts.
I feel you. It's terrible out here.
You're
Are
talking
you a
to
business major?
I
Damn.
sure am.
You're evil.
Oh,
Interesting.
Very cringe.
I mean, who wants to be the hero anyways? Being the villain is more fun.
Of course, a business major would say that.
I'll crush you with numbers.
No,
Don't test
no!
me.
Wow.
Terrible.
Let me get my calculator and spreadsheets out.
Hold
Ugh.
up, let me pull out Excel really quick.
Yeah.
Really be like that, honestly.
But yeah, you really do bring a lot of good points about marketing though. Like it's really hard to be able to market your stuff when you don't really, like if you go into art, like you might as well don't get into it just because you need the money, but like because you want to show others your art and you want others to enjoy it. And then usually like all those like commission and stuff, they follow after.
Yeah. I will obviously the money itself isn't something that you should not look for. You shouldn't
No,
enter
yeah, of
into
course.
artistry just because of money, because you're probably not going to get like even people who obviously care a lot about it just don't get that much money either way. So definitely don't expect that by no means, but money is a resource. You kind of have to work with it. But yeah, much agreed.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out a different question. So what are you usually a digital artist or traditional artist? Like what media do you like using?
So I'm digital. I used to do traditional watercolor with things like Sharpies, because I'm poor and do not have money for like the what is it, the
The
micron
fancy
print?
stuff?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. People be pulling out like
Topics.
the Copics. Yeah, that one specifically.
Oh, yeah.
It pulls out, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna use these Crayolas right here.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Dude, you know we made a
Crayola
know
gang.
what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? Like I kind of grew up to like this one art teacher. I had her for like 3 grades straight, and her thing was like, these Crayolas are just as good. You just gotta know how to use.
I agree with her.
And then Beholden showed that she like did a solid color with Crayolas. I'm like, okay.
Damn.
Nice.
You know we did
Pro.
we did have an episode talking about what do you call cheap solutions for broke artists.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And one of the
So yeah, there you go, Sharpies.
Whoa.
one of the tips was was Crayolas too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The color pencils ain't actually that bad. Like they got good color pencils.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I used to color with only color pencils till I started using my phone to do my art digital.
Oh, kudos to that, by the way. Phone artists are way too powerful for the world.
Yeah, that is true.
It's all with practice, man. It's all with practice.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like
Oh
with,
yeah, I agree.
I feel like with anything, if you practice, you'll always be good.
Yeah.
I used to be a phone artist.
What
Damn,
happened?
you left the gang, Togo?
Yeah.
Damn. That's sad.
I
We miss
switched
you
to
over here.
Wacom.
Oh, Wacom. I love those. It's way too
If you
expensive.
switch to Waka, you can save 15% or more on your arthritis.
I was
Wait,
about to say we're not sponsored by Wacom, by the way, but okay. Okay, Kingly.
Wow.
but what if
We are now.
but what if we were?
Oh,
That'd be amazing.
Dun dun dun.
That'd be cheap.
That'd be broke.
That'd be broke. Ayo.
Whoa, wait, just like broken the broken the podcast brokes in the pot. What?
Oh.
Wow.
oh.
They woke.
I had an aneurysm right there. Okay, let me unwrap this candy real quick, and I'm gonna pop it in. It's a gum.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's green flavored.
Cannibalism.
Damn.
It doesn't smell like bubble gum,
Cannibalism.
so I'm gonna pop it in. If it tastes bad,
Rip.
The moment of truth.
He dies.
Oh, I
Oh,
think
no.
it's not bad. I think it's green apple.
Yeah.
Sour.
Doesn't say in the wrapper?
It just says
It
super
says
bubble.
Okay.
As you
All right. Let me ask my loser questions. Oh god, this sounds pretty grotesque for the listeners. Fuck.
This is the mukbang section of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy.
of course,
Today
This
dumb
sounds
ASMR.
grotesque to me.
We're doing a mukbang ASMR.
This video is sponsored by
Today you're
Avocado.
gonna enjoy yourself.
All right, I'll take it out. I'll take it out. I'm gonna nah.
Chewing noises.
So
Y'all should try fire noodles though.
stop
We
lying.
should try
Fire
that.
noodles.
No.
I love fire noodles.
So broke. What's your favorite story? Like comic, manga, any animes, even a book.
Okay, books. I don't read.
You don't read?
funny. Imagine reading.
Have you never,
See?
dude?
See?
Have you never read 451 Degrees?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh,
What are you talking
right.
about?
Ray Bradbury?
I think so.
If you don't know that's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Don't
No, it's
even
do you
know the artist
shut
is,
every-
bro.
everybody
I mean, the
calm down.
author.
Everybody
What?
calm down. Have you
Let's get
never
into special.
read Fahrenheit 451?
No. I
No.
don't read books, bro.
451?
Dude, that movie's about not movie. That book's about
The movie.
Yep, movie.
Hold up.
it's about
Wait a minute. What's going on?
it's
in
about
here,
this
Gum?
guy whose job is to burn books
Oh, okay.
in a society where free
Did you
thinking
watch
is
the
illegal.
movie?
Shut up. They call it 451
wa-
degrees because that's the degree at which paper burns.
No wonder you didn't know the author. So you saw the movie and you're trying to play as you read the book.
I know the author
I
is a
didn't
Ray
read that
guy.
book.
A fellow non-reader.
Busted.
All right, everybody, shut up. Shut
Yeah.
up. All right. Do you
It's
have
Ray
any?
Bradbury
Do you have
in the
any?
1930s.
Do you have any shows or do you have any shows or any comics you read and like?
Yeah, I
No,
do. I
no,
have-
no novels because you don't read, I guess.
Yeah, no reading for me. Lol.
Wow.
Anyway, if we're talking about shows, there's no way you can have anything wrong with BoJack Horseman. Like, you can't go wrong.
Really? Ah, we got a cartoon boy here.
Oh, of course. Why would it? It's very underrated, and also
Woo.
not BoJack Horseman, but adult animation in that sort of strain. It's a lot of cringe stuff from like
Yeah.
Family Guy and whatever,
I've seen,
but not
Mhm.
enough Futurama, you know?
I've seen some.
Oh yes.
I think I've seen some dark clips from it that made me think, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's really heavy, and you do not want to watch it if you're not in the right mental space.
No.
Damn.
Big
Adventure
trigger.
in Morty.
I want to try to watch it, but all the horse head memes have destroyed me.
Oof. Roast and potatoes, honestly. But yeah, show was BoJack Horseman.
Midnight Gospel.
Midnight Gospel. What's that?
It's okay. No, I was gonna.
Gospel in the middle of the night.
It's basically a show. It's on Netflix, just like BoJack.
Oh, actually, I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
It's like
It's like
nihilism.
it's a weird
Right?
podcast that's animated.
Mhm.
I mentioned this because one of their episodes was really fucking sad, and I was just checking if you actually saw it.
I've heard of it. I've only seen a couple of reviews about whether you should watch it, but I never picked it up.
I don't know. There's really one. I I watched a couple episodes, but I remember the one episode I saw was really fucking depressing because a part of it was actually IRL stuff.
Mm.
Like it's a recording of the creator's actual parent, and the parent's like actually deceased, and I'm like, really, like, what? I'm like, really, what the fuck? And the episode was like on mortality, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Damn.
And I got sad, and I didn't want to watch it anymore because I cried.
valid.
Oh.
Honestly, yeah, it's a valid place. Again, these shows are very one in a million, I guess, because again, you could go the Family Guy route, which I
No,
will dunk on
that's
Family Guy
cringe.
at any point, if you allow me.
Family Guy's for high schoolers. Come on.
It's pretty cringe.
So,
But
yeah, anything
yeah.
else?
Okay, so there's this webcomic that's been running since like, was it 2001? I think it was 2001. Called Lackadaisy, if y'all have ever heard of that.
Lackadaisy?
No.
Lackadaisy? Okay, well, the best way to explain it really quickly for a synopsis is like 1920s jazz cats shooting at each other for beer.
Ooh, that sounds very... I think I've seen that.
You have?
No, I think I've seen like pictures of it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's bonkers, but it's also really good. Would suggest for anybody interested in that sort of stuff. The art gets good like as the artist like grows, because again it's like running from like 2001, and like their posts are kind of sporadic, but that doesn't really matter because the quality just kind of poof, you know. But also they're working on this animated, like a 20-minute animated feature that got funded on GoFundMe, if I remember correctly. So y'all should definitely take a look if you're interested in that.
Now, let me get this straight though. It's anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
Furry.
Mhm.
Right?
What again?
They're anthro.
Oh, that they're all
Yeah.
they're all anthros. Yeah, that's what you're asking. Yeah, yeah.
Very furry like.
Like they have the whole cat tail, cat ear, you know, the whole vibe. So yes.
Furry.
I like how Gum is really emphasizing on that for
Yeah.
some reason.
Well, no, I'm just no, because Broke is like kind of like a furry artist, so you know,
I think once was enough, Gum.
this is just a simple question.
Oh,
All
A
right.
simple question with heavy.
So,
Heavy.
do you like stories with, you know, a little real life to it?
it definitely gives it. I mean, honestly, any story has some sort of real life to it. This one just happens to have a period of like 100 years ago, so always fun to see that sort of thing.
Ooh.
I sent the thing just to see it for the animated short that's coming out. That just kind of gives the vibes. But yeah, I definitely like some sort of elements to be like. I'm not trying to go for like, oh, be deep for just being deep.
You're not.
You know?
Are you just looking for a moment to like catch you off guard and just cry?
I wish I could do that, but honestly, I just don't. I'm just like, wow, I feel really, really terrible now
Shit.
with this show going on. But yeah, the vibes are there. The vibes are there.
Now, here is the plot twist. Do you have anything you hate? Like any
Hate.
same dealio, like except for favorites, it's things you hate, like, you know, shows, fucking what webcomic do you hate? Unless you haven't.
Comic. I honestly haven't come across too many webcomics that I just vehemently hate. There are things in comics in itself that I just hate.
Like what?
Yeah,
tell us.
let's see.
Tell us your secret.
Like the thing that stops me from like reading Marvel comics, for example, or DC comics, is just no clear entry point. Like there's so much stuff that you don't know exactly where you're supposed to start with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is exactly why manga does that right. But then the negative with manga is once your story's done, it's just done. There's no continuation unless like a sequel happens
Unless
or
it's
rarely the JoJo.
unless it's
or-
JoJo. JoJo.
JoJo.
JoJo.
Exactly. Which, you know, JoJo's all powerful and all, so valid nonetheless.
I get what you mean.
But yeah.
Yeah. I always thought for comics, I gave it the same logic as manga. Like, oh, I have to read Superman of issue 1 to understand it.
Mhm.
Oh,
To get the lore. Because
Yeah,
apparently Superman dies and then he comes back to life as a robot, and then he dies and then like the robot's dead.
Spoiler alert.
I don't know. Is it a spoiler alert? Because he's still alive.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
that's
it just
true.
in case. I'm saying it just in case. Just in case, man. Just in case.
I feel you.
I think superhero comics and all that, they're more kind of like a folk tale kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you find out about Superman from like your dad or your 15 times removed cousin spewing about Spider-Man.
Who? Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan should be an Avenger.
Paul Bunyan.
You kids probably don't
There
know
we
who
go.
Paul Bunyan is because you all grow up on.
I can sum it up. It's a giant that got tied down by little people.
No, that's not Paul Bunyan.
You got your lore
Well,
wrong.
Oh, he's also on your feet, and
Relevant.
you should get a surgery.
No, because he has an ox too. No, wait. Yeah, you got your lore wrong.
He has an ox as well.
You got your lore wrong.
What?
Damn.
Seriously, just watch PBS.
Anything-
They'll show up at some point.
So you dislike comics, well, Marvel and DC because weird line
I
time.
don't
Yeah, you don't
don't-
you just dislike the entry.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
What else do you dislike? What do you not like when what other artists do or writers? Both.
Again, I couldn't do too much
Tell me.
for the artists because honestly, it's a lot of interpretation and also everybody's just kind of learning. Especially now, there's a good wave of people learning with like webtoons being really popular, and that's just like a new medium in itself. Which the comic industry is trying to get up to it, which I'm glad it's learning because it's been doing some shitty jobs, just in general until now, with like the Bat Family webcomic. If y'all have been reading into that,
I've seen the ads.
yeah, those are everywhere. But honestly, I'm just like, okay, I like Bat Family stuff. So, if anything, I'm more akin to disliking, I guess, practices in the art realm, I guess. Because, as you know, artists don't earn a lot, even in higher positions, unless you're at a point where you're not even making art, in which case you're probably making a lot of money. But artists in general just don't get treated very well. Like, if you know what happens with like animators, comic artists get treated
Animators get fucked up real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah, I was actually watching something by like Steven Silver. He's the guy who made like the character designs for Kim Possible, and he went to work for like the Family Guy crew, and the artists were treated like almost third-class citizens compared to the writers.
That's kind of. I mean, the writers of that show. I think there's like about 3 left at least. with the way it's fucking Family Guy. You know, we'll talk about that maybe in an episode later. Fuck, I hate
Just adult animation. I feel like that's a pretty good topic to touch.
Look at Broke. He could be our next co-host.
Nah, I can't do that. Y'all are too
Owen.
So nice.
I don't know. Some adult animation can hit it well. Like, some of it's good. Some of it's just raunchy Family Guy thing.
Yeah.
Like, some are trying to be...
Even-
Oh, I'm sorry. Some are trying to be the next Bob's Burgers, next Family Guy,
Yeah.
next Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I f-
Yeah, I was about to say, even though I'm like not a big fan of Rick and Morty, like art form, I do see what they're trying to do.
I
I feel like that's the thing. Like once one cartoon show is big, there's like others that try to follow. Especially
Yeah.
the art style. Like they kind of copy the art style, but it's just like with a little twist, with like one or two things that are different, and just the story is like something else. But you know, like the art style is still like in the same line.
It's just copy paste,
Ow.
basically.
I know there's
Yeah.
fuck, what was it called? It was there's like there was a show that literally marketed itself as Family Guy, but for moms.
What?
Oh, thank goodness.
No.
I forgot
Something.
I forgot what it was called.
That-
I
Terrible.
I know the best animations for adults. It would have to be. You know what? I'm taking away the spotlight from Broke. Actually, you know what? Everybody's spewing their own little show.
Yeah.
I
like
really
that.
like Last Man. I don't know if it counts as adult.
Life. It's
Look in a
adult.
child.
It's freaking
adult.
adult. Do not,
think
kids
so.
do not watch that show. Teenagers do not watch that show. You have to be like at least 18 or up to freaking watch
What?
Last Man.
Yeah, Last Man.
It's a good show, but like it's very adult. Very adult.
Yeah,
like.
it's action, other shit. It's got a continuous story. It's kind of like Castlevania, but not like Castlevania.
Of course.
The animation's weird. Like, not weird, but it has like a little charm. It's like kind of like
Makes sense.
Yeah.
it's kind of like what
Yeah.
Dimax, whatever that studio is called, where they do cheap animations, and then when it comes to the action, it's like fucking whack.
CGI.
Let me think. Was it Studio Trigger?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Trigger.
Trigger, because I mean, I will say that Trigger has its own charm with the quote unquote cheap animation. Because I mean, it feels pretty good.
It's
Like
still-
it feels in line with the shows whenever they do it. But yeah, that's a valid critique.
y'all got any dope ass adult cartoons you want to talk about? Now that we're back on this topic.
I don't really
used to
watch
watch-
adult cartoons.
Not,
Yeah, me either.
Not even.
Oh, The
Invincible.
Simpsons. The Simpsons. I'm gonna say
Besides
The
Rick and
Simpsons.
Morty.
Watch The Simpsons. That's it. That's
Oh,
a good
no.
show. I like The Simpsons.
Not even Invincible.
The Simpsons are nice, but I think they should finally have a wrap up.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
You guys
Watch the
don't-
older ones, the older
Haven't seen
episodes.
Invincible.
Ooh.
What about
Mhm.
you know?
Ain't the Simpsons cast quite half of them literally dying from old age at this point?
Owen.
I think so.
I know half the writers are gone,
It's like, jeez.
Rep.
and I know one of the writers was Conan. Yeah, most adult animation is just trying to is mostly comedic. I want more substance. My favorite one though so far has to be the Mike Tyson Mystery Team.
Never.
It's so fucking
me either.
weird. So, you know those weird shows like Jackie Chan Adventures?
Weird. That's like childhood.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's the best. But they have like a actor.
Yeah.
They have their own show. They're on Wacky Adventures. It's weird. It's basically that formula. It's like Mike Tyson has his own mystery team with a talking pigeon, an Asian girl, and a ghost.
That's a combo.
And basically
That's
what they do is they get little mysteries from pigeons, like carrier pigeons, and then they go in their little van and drive there and solve the mysteries, but they end up making shit like so much worse. The last episode I watched was The last episode I saw, they literally a pilot went to Mike Tyson saying, "Hey, I sent my mom, my wife's mom, these very sexual texts on accident. I meant to send them to my wife, and now my wife's mom wants to bang me." And then Mystery Team's like, "All right," and he got Mike Tyson's lisp too. He's like, "All right, so let's text the mom. You don't want to be with her." And then he accidentally texts the wife.
Oh.
And then,
Jesus.
but then they do fix it. They text the mom, the wife's mom, and the wife's mom already killed her husband. And when she gets the text, she's like, "Oh, that's it. I'm gonna kill you instead." And then she accidentally kills the daughter, who's like dressed in like a pilot uniform. And then the team go up there. They're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "Fuck."
What is
And
going
that's how
on?
it
That
ends.
sounds like a whole roller coaster
And
of
that's
an
how it ends.
episode.
That's the whole episode. There's another episode where an employee, like, where a customer like falls down and is bleeding. Mike Tyson, instead of calling the police, just tells the manager to close the store. And then it turns out the person that died too was a critic. And then the store employees are like, "Nah," they're just pointing the fingers at each other for who did the murder. And then they end up killing each other through a meat grinder or just glass falling down. I know Lobsters killed 2 employees. And then, and at the end of the fucking show, it's shown that the employee, or no, the customer actually like just fell down and was unconscious for a bit. They didn't die. And the little, and she wasn't critiquing that fucking supermarket. It was something else. So
What is going on? What even?
That sounds like some stuff you catch on Cartoon Network at midnight.
That's some LSD type stuff.
Honestly.
Another show I like for adults is King of the Hill, but that's about it.
Whoa.
Wow.
I've heard pretty good stuff from King of the Hill. The pilot episode was so funny. Just based off that, I'm sure the show is pretty good.
Propane and propane accessories.
This may be a lesser known fact, but King of Hill actually made its debut from Beavis and Butthead. He was like an angry neighbor.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
We're forgetting a classic. We're forgetting Clone High.
Clone High.
Clone High. Togo, you have to have seen Clone High.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Dude, it ended on...
I've seen clips of it.
It ended on a cliffhanger.
Can't
Oh, yeah.
hold on much longer.
Right on the prawn. What else happened? I know that show was going to go on way longer than it was, but they canceled it because Gandhi was Gandhi.
Basically. To be fair, there's definitely context that you gotta have to take care of, you know? Because, like, it depends on who's writing. But also, it was pretty... what was it? Close to the person, supposedly.
Dude, they flipped a fucking pool. Did you see that shit?
Ooh.
Okay. I think I've killed adult animation now. The conversation for it.
As you do.
Now,
Blah.
do you have any inspirations? Any artists that inspires you?
Let's see. I mean, definitely any of the people I follow on Twitter. Just pick any of them.
Everybody find his
But,
Twitter.
like, specific ones.
Become one.
Become one with a Twitter. For ones, there's this person called Parallel.
I've seen their art.
They do not do furry art. They do some furry art sometimes, but like it's mostly just their OCs, and it's so good. Their color, their lines, ugh.
Yeah,
the rendering.
the coloring really catches my attention every time I see it.
Why did you mention?
Yeah.
Why did you mention they were not a furry?
Because this is one of the artists that isn't a furry.
Wait.
It's like,
You know, it's for you
there's
to keep it clear for you, Gum. You know,
Yeah,
just for
yeah.
your curiosity. You know.
I'll send you a link just so you can see.
I know who they are.
Oh, what again?
I know who they are. I follow them on Insta.
Oh, you do? Oh, great. Okay, then.
Yeah,
So there's
crazy.
that.
They're so popular, we all know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
I
that's how it
might
is.
actually not have known them
We
yet.
do.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Me and Togo are left out on that one.
oh yeah.
Oh.
Togo asked. It was a question mark.
Yeah.
Well, here
At
you
Part
go.
Zero Lel.
Oh, it's reading. Ah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know many artists.
Well, you know,
So-
Baroque.
Whoa. Let's see. So, other artists. Okay, so this person's just Japanese, so I don't exactly know anything. But they go by AF Kuro, and they're rendering stuff. I'll send them to you. Is really good. And they're on Twitter as well. A lot of the stuff is
Ah.
like mecha and cars. But if you just see it, it's just woof, powerful stuff.
Very spicy.
Yeah, a lot of rendering. I very often go to it, and I'm just like, wow, I want to try a new palette, and just kind of just click randomly their art.
So you
Back-
like rendering?
Rendering. I don't know. I don't render too much, honestly. I play a lot with light, but that's about it. I only recently started adding texture to my art. Because I started using textured pens, and then I thought that in itself was still too rubbery, I guess. So I tried texturing with like textured paper, and I was just like, whoa, so nice. Would suggest for if you're trying to do any sort of I guess textured art.
Do you use Clip Studio as well, right?
I do.
Clip Brother. We got a Clip Brother in the house. Yes.
Clip Studio supremacy, dude. Especially now that Photoshop really went and said, we have NFTs. Terrible.
Yikes.
Terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh.
You know, we have a. I didn't want to spoil this for a future episode, but we're actually gonna get an NFT guy. One of our
Oh,
homies.
no.
On this. I don't want to say.
Okay.
When-
Let's leave it as a surprise.
When I first met him, I told him, "Hey, we're doing this podcast." He's like, "Oh, did you guys talk about NFTs?" And I had no idea what NFTs had to do with art until he fucking told me this shit.
Oh, look at that.
I believe like I gave like a very basic descriptor of it, but if they know more, definitely good to have them on.
He told me that it seems that the online art community has, as a whole, rejected it and see past its bullshit, with a few
actually-
exceptions.
It's actually not even a few. It's not even a few of them actually.
NFTs sound
definitely-
dumb.
There's definitely a community
Yeah,
of artists, because like I know some popular artists that definitely follow into it,
He-
but they're like already big and popular.
he told me it's from mostly shitty people.
Apparently.
He said it like it's not only pointless, but it's just bad for the environment. I didn't get the environment part.
It's,
Okay,
it's because
so-
it's based on crypto.
How do cryptos destroy the greenhouse gas?
Because they require computers to run it,
Ah.
and computers equal energy,
Oh.
and energy equals the factory pumping it out.
Shook my head. They can't just make a fake coin and it's like a Chuck E. Cheese token nowadays. What the fuck is this
Chuck E. Cheese
bullshit?
is so wicked. Hey, shout out to Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
They make a lot of these coins based on like everyone's fear of money collapsing, but it never collapses.
It can't. Thanks to
Yeah, I really can't.
It can't. Thanks to FDR's policy. The banks can no longer fail now. And if they do, you get your money back. Guaranteed.
Oh, the insurance.
I think, FDR, he was like, alright guys, so if you put your money in the bank and you lose it, that's cool because you get it back.
Yeah. That's pretty much a federal insurance pretty much saying, so guys, I know we screwed up at the Depression,
But you got
but
your money
here's
back.
a consolation prize.
You got your money back.
Oh, about your grandparents? No, they won't get their money.
Yeah,
Just
fuck them.
the future generations will.
Of course, of course.
So, is Parallel by far your favorite artist? Or just one of them?
One of the bigger.
One of the biggers.
Influencers. If we're talking about favorite, it's kind of hard. I don't really pick too many. Like, whoa, this person, I would die for them.
Just say you love them all.
I love them all.
Simple.
They're quite good. Oh, actually, there is one
Oh.
person I'm really into their stuff.
Oh.
Like you're gonna see like their influence on me through this. And this
Ladies.
person called Remiel. I'll send their at.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's sending us an at to look up this person named Robot Toast.
Whoa.
What if we got Robot Toast in? Here's the plot twist, Broke. We actually know your favorite artist is Robot Toast, and we have them in the audience right now.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
That's crazy.
Bring him down.
Just kidding. Oh, okay. I'm looking at their art, and yeah, I can kind of see it.
Yeah,
You're kind of.
a lot of very pastel.
You're pretty. You're a furry.
Wow. I meant bring him down for an interview, you know. That way,
There's a lot of bears.
broken fangirl or fanboy
No.
over them.
I'll just do both. I'll do the fangirl and the fanboy.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Double the
It would be
power.
an entire group of fanning.
Just too powerful.
Oh, what do you like, by the way?
Ooh.
Do you like? Would you like us to do a promotion of your Instagram or Twitter?
I actually don't use my Instagram at all because it's just basically I only use that for friends.
All right, I got you with Twitter. Though.
So my Twitter, yeah, Broke's gone
Brooks,
is the
go.
at, and that's where you can find me. And yeah,
Where,
we'd be vibing.
where have you gone?
I was actually gonna be like Broke's here or something, but that got taken, and I'm so sad.
That's dumb.
Damn.
It is pretty dumb, but also I'm so sad.
So, got them. Now, what about comics? Are you making one, or do you already have one?
Okay, so I have one in the works, and it's been on pause because I've been in school, as you know. But I do have one, and one of the things that I've been thinking about is the fact that I don't want to show anyone anything about it, or at least anything important about it, because I'm trying to play a little bit of mind games, you see. Because I happen to have a lot of OCs, and something I want to test out is, well, not test out, but basically just kind of play around with people and just kind of see which one they think is the comic, like which one is going to get the comic first. But I haven't gotten to a point where I can actually be starting to give those hints or anything, so it'll take a little bit of a minute to get there.
Can you
Damn.
describe it in 5 words at least?
Let me think. It's
No.
definitely
Oh.
I'll give you that at least, because I definitely have some genres. So hands down, it's definitely action adventure.
Action adventure.
action adventure, some a pinch of like fantasy, maybe like a cup of sci-fi, and a lot of world building.
Ah,
A
shit.
lot of world building. Which it's very cliche, I guess. Like it's pretty common, but at the same time, I'm just trying not to go too out there with it, even though it's like really out there, but it's not. If you get what I mean.
Mhm.
Not trying to implode with the first project. Well, actually, it's not the first project. The first professional project. We'll say that.
You always have those weird ones down the line.
Oh yeah, no, I have a few that I did like. I dabble in comics is what I'll say right now, because I can't do it professionally right now.
Mhm.
And I always have like a comic a year at least. And they're all very rough. That's what I'll say.
Can we get a release date?
No, I wish I could, but
Damn it.
to give a release date is just bound to be failure. At least right now, because I just don't have anything set in stone.
Do you have a title?
No, not even that. Well, actually, yes, I do, but then that would give
The
a
whole
little
story.
bit of the details.
Damn it.
Yeah. So.
Do you have Do you have an ending in mind?
Yeah, actually, I do. That's one of the things that I had to think of at the beginning, because I definitely don't want to have to start with an idea that's really strong and then it just kind of goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's a suggestion. Even though I haven't made the thing public yet, definitely you probably want to have an ending thought of, like not completely, not necessarily completely, but like you definitely want a direction to head towards.
I'll be right back. I gotta give this advice to the Simpsons group.
Oh, whoa.
Ouch. That's. I mean, you're not wrong.
Sometimes you gotta
Damn.
shoot things, you know, right
course.
between the skull.
Damn, yeah, that made it all the way through. Shoot.
Do you Now here's the hard hitting question. Not probably to other people it's easy, but I don't know about you. Do you see art as a career, in general and for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even hard at all. It's just completely a yeah. It's definitely a career.
What about for you though?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Nice.
I'm in architecture school, but I'm not specifically planning to be an architect. You see, I'm just trying to steal their knowledge. Honestly,
Oh.
I see.
I'm just trying to take whatever they know and just implement it myself into art. So
Oh man,
art
I
is
was
the goal.
I was talking bad about architects just the other day.
Oh really? Oh no, valid. There's a lot of normies in there.
Shush, Kingly. Shush.
He doesn't
Because
know
someone
that.
here is actually going to become an engineer, so I was kind of joking. There's a rivalry between the two.
Oh yeah. This is gonna. I'm really going on business majors today, but basically.
Well, okay. It's been nice knowing you guys.
No!
I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
No, don't go. I have to make fun of you some more. But like.
And then they say business majors are terrible people.
They are terrible. They're gonna explain to me why a water bottle is fine to have $3. It's fine.
No, that's economics. I don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, I have a roommate and he's an engineer, and we're every day constantly at it because we're just totally like that. That's our relationship every day.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer.
Wow. You must like math. It's so cool.
It is cool. Math is power.
So like
Math is villainous, but you're right.
So I asked all my questions. Kingly, you got some?
Oh yeah.
They can't make fun
since
of.
We are on the. Oh, they can't make fun of.
You can't make fun of his choice of being an architector.
Aww.
Got him.
No, I was. There's actually like a scene in Bleach though, like that was kind of making fun of architects. I just wanted to like see if they saw that yet.
All right, I have not actually.
Oh,
Damn.
oh no. What it was, I there was somebody who was making fun of architects, and then there was like a Bleach episode, and I saw it and I joked and said, "Oh, it must have been designed by an architect." That's what.
Oh. Oh, I thought in
'Cause it was-
itself. I thought you were mentioning it.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I didn't realize I was being meta with that. But question is, what do you think of Goofy?
What again?
Goofy.
Goofy.
The world's best dad.
He's father.
I agree.
He's goals.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy, the guy from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Goofy.
What the fuck?
You seem flabbergasted.
What? I didn't expect this.
Goofy
What? Why did you
Brain
say
just
Goofy?
melted.
from Disney.
Yeah, from Disney.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah,
furry?
We have to say Disney
But why?
for legal reasons.
Why'd you mention him?
Because he's an anamorphic character.
Yeah, character.
What's happening?
What are your thoughts on Pluto and Pluto being owned by Mickey? You think that's like a gimpy situation going on there? Or...
Nah, it's racism. That's what it is. It's just the mouse. The mouse is racist.
Yeah. All you can do is say Gorsh about all that.
Gorsh. Terrible.
I'm
Oh,
a Goofy.
no.
Do you vote?
Hmm?
Do you have any questions for him, Togo, that don't have to do with Disney?
Hmm?
I'll stop so we
Wow.
don't get spewed out of the water. If you mention the name, they will come for you.
I mean, China's already after us,
Yeah.
Have fun.
dude.
There's a lot of people after us, based on our previous podcast.
Oh, fuck, we don't.
We're just adding to the list.
Is this 4 or 5?
Yeah.
How often do you draw?
How often do you draw? Yeah.
How
Oh,
often
look
do
at
I
that.
draw? Let's see. I want to say every day. Not in the sense of, oh yes, I'm making a new
Gasp.
art piece every day, but more like if I'm drawing in a day, I'm probably not gonna be like drawing digitally the whole time. Like I'll have a sketchbook and I'm just like doodling, and I'll draw something, not necessarily anything that I'll ever use
Oh,
again.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cute.
I would never suggest to anyone to draw any every day. It's like even if it's like a job, you should definitely have a rest period where you're just like not doing anything, because that's just a pathway into getting things like the hand version of arthritis. Oh wait, that is what arthritis is.
Good
Yeah.
job.
TFFT.
Yeah.
Broke.
Carpal tunnel?
Yeah, carpal tunnel. That's what I meant, but also arthritis.
Well, what's the difference?
Actually, if I remember correctly, it's the tendons.
Yeah.
It's got to do with the tendons.
Arthritis, what it is that is with like your joints like stiffening up on you and stuff.
Mhm.
Carpal tunnel, there's actually your nerve is getting squeezed up, and it like forces you to let go of stuff,
Yep.
and then it weakens your hand and grip.
Can you fix it?
There is a surgical option, but it's probably one of the most complicated nerves, so definitely make sure you go to an alright surgeon.
There's also like an injection that you could take for your
Yeah.
wrist. So it could be what's it called? It's anti-inflammatory or whatever. So it
Oh
it
yeah.
basically does the opposite of swelling up. So it like
Yeah.
deflates, I guess. I can't talk,
Ye-
but yeah, it just deflates your that nerve in the middle of your wrist.
Yeah, It's pretty much that this nerve that goes through like a hole through your wrist, and it's like a little tunnel. That's why they call it carpal tunnel. It's your,
Whoa.
the name of the bone's like carpal, and
That's my dog.
in a tunnel, and it your muscles either inflame or something around it inflames and squeezes it.
Yeah, and that's what causes the pain in the hand.
Yeah.
The more you know, kids.
Of course, that like this is legitimate. Those things that you kind of have to take care of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, being an artist is a very dangerous job, so you gotta take care of yourself.
It's almost as dangerous as being a trucker.
Hong Kong.
Ew.
Trucker.
Isekai.
Isekai.
Isekai truck.
Isekai trucker.
Truck hun.
Brooke, what's your
Up
favorite
your
plant?
goodness.
What's your favorite plant?
Favorite plant?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Tell me.
A Dracaena. Wait, no. Chinese
Wait.
evergreen. Chinese evergreen.
Oh, okay. What was the first one you said?
A Dracaena.
Tree.
Dracaena.
I thought you. Oh, okay. I thought you said John Cena. I was like, that's not a plant.
No. It's Dracaenas. They look like.
That's my favorite plant too.
It's
Chinese
really-
evergreen.
The Chinese evergreen is
Can't see it.
shortish bush type of plant. And as you know, it is Chinese. And the
Yes.
type that I have is like red lined edges, and then like the back of the leaf is like red, and the on top is green. Very much would suggest it's not very hard to take care of.
Very Asian.
Yes, it's. And then the Dracaena is like, it looks like bamboo. It's the type that can curl up basically, but it's a little bit different in the sense that it has tons of leaves, and they just kind of look like the top of the pineapple. That's the best way to explain it, but just like really thin instead of being really big.
Well, how was pineapple?
Yeah,
Well, do you
would
guys
suggest they're both good plants.
do you guys have any interrogation questions for Broke, or because that was my
Where did you hide the drugs?
that was my last one.
The drugs consumed,
Yes.
of course. There's no point in
Ah,
Where are
hiding
the
it.
bodies?
Damn.
The bodies
Where the buns?
also consumed.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
Who's your? Who's,
Hey, you can't go to court if there's no evidence. But I'm afraid to tell you if this is a recorded medium.
Oh
If-
no.
Got him.
This is confession.
if someone on the Discord we're all on is single, would you date them? And if their name was Gum, would you?
What?
Yes, wholeheartedly. I would
You
drop
fucking
everything of
monster!
my
Don't ever
personality.
say that shit again.
So what would you ask?
Ship it.
I didn't want
He
them
just
to
wanted
say
to
yes.
know. He just wanted to know.
Pack it, tape it up, and send it out.
Delicious.
Terrible.
To Gayland.
Damn.
Lovely.
So if you guys don't have any more questions, Jet?
I guess one would be, okay, so we talked about the artists that you like. Are there any artists that you actually look up to?
Okay. Artist I look up to. Back to Twitter.
You.
I'm gonna kick out my dog. Be right back.
Aw.
Let's see. Because I definitely do, and they're normally at the end because those some of the people I first followed. When I
Ooh.
first got in. Oh, okay. So this is one of the big ones. There is a guy called Ty Pesh. I will send his at.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been one of the prime inspirations for a lot of like art stuff, at least especially in the beginning. And also he helped me grow because one of those it was one of those art shares for a specific thing. He actually got in on the action because he was the one hosting, and he ended up noticing me, and I'm just like, whoa.
Oh.
And then
Ooh.
plot twist, he what's that word? He fucking followed back, and I'm just like, just
Oh,
dies
Heart attack.
that's
literally.
amazing.
I know, and I'm just like, whoa, my idol. I can't.
Oh man, that's it. Like if that happens to you, you could die happy.
Basically.
Hot damn. Well, that's freaking awesome. Do you want to say the name of this artist, or did you? Sorry, I
Oh, I
don't.
did.
Oh,
Typesh.
sorry. Typesh. Okay.
Oh,
Typesh?
no worries. Typesh. Yeah, I sent them to Twitter.
Ty.
I
Okay.
think their name is just Ty.
Since you like them so much, we'll give them a shout out too. Though, if I don't know, cause I'm stupid. The at symbol, like at Gmail and shit. At TY _PESH.
Yep.
All
Cool.
caps. Thank you, Pesh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And what is it about them that you kind of got their inspiration from? Like, what was it, like the art style, or was it like the line art, the coloring?
I'll say it's the vibes that the person exerted with their art. Definitely also the art style. It influenced some earlier stuff, which it's diverted now a lot more. But a lot of my earlier stuff was a little bit not similar actually.
Edgy.
No, not really. It used the same brush. I'll say that the same brush type where it's like tapered and then just kind of clean.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely used some of those hand styles. Because drawing hands is always an experience.
I hear that.
Yeah, and only recently have I actually learned that drawing them just freehand, like quickly, like just like fast drawing them ends up looking a lot better than this like slow,
Yeah.
legitimately kind of like
That's
knocking out every detail.
that's so whack.
I agree.
Just like gesturally, the gesturally sort of stuff is what I would definitely suggest when
Yeah.
you're working with hand.
Yeah.
Because for some reason
Yeah.
it just ends up looking better.
Oh yeah, that's gesture drawing, I think.
Gesture drawing.
Yeah,
I want
gesture drawing is like a term for like when you're looking for like the lines of motion in anything
Yeah.
you draw.
Then I guess yeah, that would be it.
Nice.
But yeah,
Very, very good. Very hot.
yes, very hot.
Very.
Just just like you.
Well,
So
Ayo.
Oh.
we've been at it for a long time, and long times do have to end. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, Broke.
it was a pleasure to join.
Woo!
You were pretty hot, man. Maybe
Ooh.
you come back again when you're an adult.
Confession time.
Oh,
Whoa,
jeez.
adult.
No,
Damn.
Oh.
no, I'm kidding. You're a good man, woman, dog.
Hey, you got two of those right.
Nice.
Do you? Oh wait, before I go, do you agree that furries are very perverted?
Depends on who it is, because I can't say I am, and I can't say the people I hang around are.
You hang around furries?
Huh?
Come.
And what? What again?
Gum, let it go.
Yeah.
Did Gum die?
No, I asked a question, but
It's okay. He dies like this at every show.
I was gonna ask.
Well, when you want, I was
Gum
just
is
gonna
too
mention,
curious.
if you want to think about it this way, there's perverted people just drawing
Gum wants
regular
to be a
porn.
furry.
It's the same way with furries. It's just
Mhm.
the same thing. There's always going to be perverted people.
All right. Last question, and then I can end it. Why are furries
Okay.
so rich?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not rich.
My theory is that
He is.
My theory
broke.
is that their dads, like they're all like their dads
is.
are rich and they don't like their kids, so they give them money to like get away from them. That's my theory.
Broke.
Valid.
And then they use that
Yes.
money, instead of getting help, they use it to
Yeah.
buy fursuits.
Also, maybe what pushed him in a direction is they were never allowed to have a pet. I don't know.
Oh,
And they become the pet.
damn, that is hot
a
damn.
theory.
Okay, I think that's one heck of an ending for this podcast. Holy crap!
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody. Sleep well.
Night.
Later.
Good night, party house.
Fuck that guy.
Jesus
That
Christ!
was an ending.
That episode's gonna get
I have
canceled.
no idea what happened.